Hi faves, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be making this beautiful bag today. So to begin, I'm going to be using 8mm sugar bead with 0.7 mm fishing line, and you also need your cutter, or if you have your scissors, that's fine. So you cut the amount of fishing line that will be enough for you. We're going to start with 6 beads. I'll string 6 beads on one end of my fishing line and use the last one to cross. After crossing, you just pull very tightly. So from that very point where I am, I'm going to pick my left fishing line and I'm going to string 5 beads into it. So since we have two ends of the fishing line, I'm going to be calling one left and one right. So I'm going to pick the one at the left hand and I'm going to string 5 beads into it, and I'll cross with the 5th bead. Once that is done, I'll pick up the fishing line that's on my right side and I'm going to pass it into the next bead. We're going to be going around that first circle of 6 that we made. We're going to go around it until we exhaust the 6 beads. So I'm going to pass the fishing line into the next bead and I'm going to pick up 4 beads this time. So we're making a ring of 6 all around that first ring of 6 we made. We're going to be making 6 rings. So right now I'm going to pick up 4 beads because my beads are already gone through 2 beads. So I'm just going to pick up 4 to complete, to make it 6. I'll cross to the 4th and I'll pull it. So I'll go through the next bead with my right fishing line again and I'll pick up 4 beads again. I'll pick up 4 beads, string it on my left fishing line and cross to the 4th. Once I've pulled really tight, and then I'll go to the next bead again. Like I said, we're going around that first ring of 6 we made, and we're making another rings of 6 round it. So I'll pick up 4 beads again and I'll string it on my left fishing line, repeating the same process until I'm done with that first set. Okay, as you can see, we're almost done. I'll pass it into the next bead. And I'll pick up another 4 beads. And I'll string it on my left fishing line and cross with the 4th. So we're the last one now. This time we're not going to be passing our bead into just one bead but 2. We're going to pass our bead into the last one, then the one directly above it or directly next to it. Once I've gone through those 2 beads, I'm going to pick up 3 beads this time and I'll string on my left and cross with the 3rd. Since our fishing line has gone through 3 beads already, we're just going to need 3 beads to complete that ring of 6. Okay, our first set is complete now. So now you can see the shape we have. So we're going to making rings of 6 and 5 for this next level. Okay, at one point I'll pass my fishing line into 2 beads, and at another point I'll pass it into 1 bead. So once I pass it into 2 beads, that will make me have 6 beads when I pass my fishing line. And at those pointy edges that I just pointed out now, I'm going to be making rings of 5 at those pointy edges. So just watch what I'm doing, you understand what I'm trying to say. So to begin, we're going to pass our fishing line into the next bead. So now we have our fishing line coming out of 2 beads. So I'm going to pick up 4 beads and string it on the finishing line on my left. Once that is done, I'll cross with the 4th bead. So our first ring of 6 is complete. So I'm going to pass my finishing line into the next bead, just one bead. And I'll pick up 3 beads. And I'll pass it on the finishing line on my left. And cross with the 3rd one. And we have our ring of 5, our first ring of 5. Okay, so if you count it, I have 6 for the first one and 5 for the second one. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continuing now, we're going to make another ring of 6. So I'm going to pass my finishing line into 2 beads. The next 2 beads. Finishing line keeps getting stuck, so I have to use something to pull it out. So this time I'm going to pick up 3 beads and pass on the finishing line on my left. So I have my finishing line coming out of 3 beads now. So I'm going to need 3 beads to complete it. So we're going to be doing ring of 6 and 5 until we are done with this level. I'll pass with the 3rd one. For the next one, I'm going to pass my finishing line into just 1 bead. And I'll pick up 3 beads to complete my ring of 5. I'll string it on my left finishing line and cross to the 3rd one. So for the next one, it's going to be ring of 6. I'll pass my finishing line into the next 2 beads. So you get the way I'm doing it now, 6 and 5. Once I want to make 6 beads, the finishing line has to go through 2 beads. And once I'm making 5 rings, the finishing line has to go through just 1 bead. So I'm going to make a ring of 5. I'll pass my finishing line into the next bead. And I'll pick up 3 beads and string it on my left and cross to the right. Please, if your finishing line is getting stuck like this and you're passing it and you're bringing it out with your cutter, you have to be very careful so you don't cut the finishing line that is already there, okay? Because it's likely that you can just cut it. That's happened to me several times. So be very careful when you're using your cutter to pick out your finishing line. So now I'm passing my finishing line into 2 beads again. I'm going to repeat the same process until I'm done with that level. So as you can see, I just completed the 5 rings and now I'm going to pass it into 2 beads to make ring of 6. Once I've passed it, I'm going to pick up 3 beads and string it on my left finishing line and cross to the third one, just like I've been doing. Pass it into the next bead, 1 bead. I'll pick up 3 beads again and cross it. Put it on my left finishing line and cross to the third. The next 2 beads. And then this is the last one, so I'm going to pass it into 2 beads, the last bead and the one directly above it or beside it. Once I've done that, this time I'm just going to pick up 2 beads and pass it on my left finishing line and cross to the second one. Then that will complete that level for us. So to continue from where I am now, we're going to be making a ring of 4 for this next level all around. So I'm going to pick up 3 beads from that very spot where I am, cross it on my left, put on my left finishing line and cross to the third one. So we have our ring of 4, our first ring of 4. I'll pass my finishing line, my right finishing line into the next bead. Then I'll pick up 2 beads, put it on my left finishing line and cross to the second one. I'll pass my right finishing line to the next bead again. I'll pick up 2 beads, put on my left finishing line and cross to the second one. I'll repeat the same process. I'll pass my finishing line into the next bead, my right finishing line into the next bead, and I'll pick up 2 beads. So I'm going to make a ring of 4 all around this level or this stage. I'm repeating the same process again, putting my left finishing line into the next bead. I'm picking up 2 beads, stringing it on my left. Sorry, I'm passing my right finishing line into the next bead. I'll pick up 2 beads and string it on my left finishing line and cross to the second one. So I'm just going to continue the same process all around once I get to that last point, which I am now. So this is second to the last one. I'm going to pass my finishing line again into the next bead and I'll pick up 2 beads and put on my left and cross to the one on my right. So to make the last one, I'm going to pass our fishing line into 2 beads, the last bead and the next one, the one directly above it. This time we're going to pick up just 1 bead and we're going to cross it. I decided to loop it this time so you can tighten my base, because this is the base of our bag. So I just decided to loop it, but you can also cross yours. Okay, so now we have the base of our bag ready now. So we're going to start building our bag, the sides of our bag. So to continue from that very point where you are or where I am, I'm going to pick up 3 beads. Our bag is going to made up of rings of 4 all round. I'm going to make rings of 4. So I pick up 3 beads and put on the left fishing line and cross to the right one. I'll pass my fishing line into the next bead and I'll pick up 2 beads, put on my left fishing line and cross to the second one. So I picked up 2 beads and string on my left fishing line, cross to the second one. So you should have something like that, and I'll pass my fishing line into the next bead again. I'll pick up 2 beads again and string on my left fishing line, cross with the second one. So this is what we have so far. You can see building our sides. So I'll pass my fishing line again into the next bead and I'll pick up 2 beads again and cross with the second. So it's practically repetition of the same process, passing our fishing line into the next bead and picking up 2 beads, putting it on our left fishing line, cross with the right one through the second bead. Okay, so we're going to repeat the same process until we're done with that level. So I'll just let you watch and see as I progress. So I'm going to do the same thing all round. When I get to that last point, I'll show you how to complete it. So this is where we are now. So my fishing line got exhausted at this point, so I'm just trying to pass it so I can tighten it, and I'll start with a fresh fishing line. So starting with the fresh fishing line, I'm going to pass it into the bead and into 2 beads, the last bead where I ended my fishing line and the next bead. I'll make sure my fishing line is equal. Always make sure your fishing line is equal, okay? And then I'll pick up 2 beads and string on my left fishing line like I've been doing and cross with the second one. So to complete that level, I'm going to pass the fishing line into the last bead and the next bead above it. So I'm going to pass it into 2 beads. The bead that's always above it is, if you notice, it's always the first bead that we start with when we're starting a new level. Okay, so I'm just looping in this last bead, but you can also cross yours. So that brings us to the end of our first level on this for the sides of the bag. So to continue building our bag, we're going to pick up 3 beads again. Like I said, our bag is going to be made up of rings of 4 all round. So we're going to make another ring of 4 again for our second step. So I'm going to be making 9 steps for this bag. So that's how I've started our first step, our second step rather. So I'll pass my fishing line into the next bead again, and I'll pick up 2 beads and cross with the one on my, put on the one on my left and cross with the one on my right. Okay, so I'm just going to continue until I get to the length I want. Okay, so this is what our bag is looking like so far. If you follow the same steps, you should get this exact result. Okay, so now we're going to making the bag has a design, I think I'll call it pillars. So it has some pillars all around it, so we're going to be making those pillars, and the pillars fall in between 2 rings. Yeah, so that's a ring and that's another ring. Okay, so the pillars fall in between 2 rings. So you're just going to count 4 beads upwards, 3, 4, and that's where we're going to start our pillars from. So I'll just fix my fishing line into the 4th bead, make sure my fishing line is equal, and I'll pick up 3 beads and start to make my pillars. So I'll pick up 3 beads and string it on my left fishing line and cross to the right one through this 3rd bead. Make sure my fishing line is equal, and then I'll pull. So I'll pass my fishing line into the next bead. At this point, my fishing line just kept getting stuck in between the beads. So I'll be using this seam ripper to pull it out. Just trying to make sure my work is firm and it doesn't move around. So I'll pick up 2 beads this time, and I'll string it on my left fishing line and cross with my right fishing line. Pass into the next bead. So once I've done that, I'll just pick up 2 beads, put on my left fishing line and cross to my right fishing line through the 2nd bead. And for the last bead now, the 4th one, we're going to do the same thing. I'll pick up 2 beads after passing it with my right fishing line. I'll pick up 2 beads and I'll cross it in. So that completes our first pillar. So once I've done that, my leftover fishing line, I'm just going to weave it back into my bag just to secure that pillar. So I'll just weave both fishing lines into it. So to start our 2nd pillar now, okay, this is me just passing it. To start your 2nd pillar, what you need to do is to count 3 beads from the points where you just made your 1st pillar, right? So 1, 2, 3, then our pillar is going to fall in between those 2 rings right at that point. 2, 3. So my pillar is going to start right at that point. I'll just count 4 beads upwards. And that's where our pillar will start from. So once you're able to get that point, you just repeat the same process by starting with 3 beads. Fix it on my left fishing line, and I'll cross my right fishing line through the 3rd bead. I'll pass my fishing line into the next bead. Now pick up 2 beads this time. Cross it. Pass my fishing line into the next bead again. Pick up 2 beads. And I'll cross with my right fishing line. For the last one, repeat the same thing. Pass our fishing line with our right fishing line into the next bead. Pick up 2 beads and string it to the one on our left fishing line and cross it. So just like the first pillar we did, so you just pass your fishing line back into your bag to complete it. So you count 3 beads again and do your next pillar. You count 3 beads again and until you're done with the whole of the pillars. So I'm done with the pillar now. I think I have about 8 or so. I'm going to be counting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I have 8 pillars. You should also have 8 pillars, okay? So now we're going to be fixing our handle. So I already have a video where I made how to make a beaded handle, a circle beaded handle as well. So I'm going to be linking it in the description box so you can just watch it and catch up. So now we're going to be fixing our handle. So we're going to making the connector, what's going to help us fix our handle to the bag. So I have leftover fishing line. That's why my fishing line is there. But if you're starting with a new fishing line, all you need to do is just cut out the fishing line and pass it into any bead of your choice. Okay, just like that. But since I have leftover, I just pass my fishing line to get to the top of the bag at any point. Okay, it doesn't really matter. It's when you want to fix the second handle that you have to make sure they are at both opposite ends. So to start our connector, should I say the holder of the handle, we'll start with 3 beads and string it into our left fishing line. We'll pass our fishing line into the next. We're going to be using just 2 beads for this holder. So I pass with my right fishing line this time. I'm going to fix the 2 beads on that same right fishing line. Okay, to begin again, we're going to pick up 3 beads and string it on our right fishing line and cross with the left fishing line. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to pass our fishing line into the next bead. So I prefer to work from left to right, so I just have to flip it so it will be easier for me to work, because working from right to left is kind of strange to me. So I'll pick up 2 beads and put on my fishing line and cross with the other fishing line. Okay, so I'll just be flipping it. I'll just be turning the bag round just to make it easier for me. But all you need to do is just pick up 3 beads, string it on your left fishing line, cross into the next fishing line, the second one, pick 2 beads and string it into your right fishing line, cross it, repeat the same process again until you get the desired length for the holder. So that's the 3rd one now. I think we're going to do about 5 or 6 of this. So I'm passing it into the next bead, and I'll pick up 2 beads and string on my right fishing line. That will help me. It just helps you to turn so you can start your next step. So we're going to do the 5th one now again. Okay, that's I made 5, so I just want to end it by looping it. Okay, looping just helps to, should I say, seal the work or tighten the work so it doesn't move around, because when I want to fix the handle, I don't want the beads to be moving around. So that's why I just loop at the end of anything I'm doing. It's either you loop all through or you loop at the end. Why I did not loop all through in this bag is because since I'm going to be making those pillars, I know that I'm going to be passing a lot of fishing line, and if you loop all through, looping tends to fill up the holes faster. Okay, so I didn't loop all through because I knew that I was going to pass my fishing line a lot. So now to connect that holder to the main bag, I'm going to pick up 1 bead and string it on our left fishing line. I'm going to pass that same fishing line into that first bead right there. Okay, that's basically the first bead we started, the one was there making the holder. I'm just calling this holder, okay, or should I say connector. So once that is done, again you pick up another 1 bead, just 1 bead, and string it again. This time you cross both ends of your fishing line into it, then you pull. So once you've pulled now, we'll be passing our fishing line into 2 beads. Now the right fishing line will go into the right bead, the next bead on the right, while the left fishing line will go into the next bead on the left. So once you've done that, make sure you pull tight, then you pick up 1 bead and cross both ends of the fishing line into it. I'm just looping mine just to secure it. It's more like I'm tightening it up. So once that is done, our first handle has been fixed. To secure it very well now, all you need to do is just pass your fishing line back into the bag. Then once you have exhausted, you can just cut off the excess. Repeat the same process for the other side, and your bag is ready. So you just weave your fishing line back into the bag. Repeat the same process for this other side. So once you are doing the other side, make sure you count, okay, so your handle can be at the same point. Just count to make sure that it is equal, so you can be at this exact opposite direction. Okay, that's how you fix your second handle. So this is our finished product. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to attach the tassels and how to make the tassels and attach it. So this is what we have. This can also be a bag on its own. It's beautiful just like this. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.